All right, guys, I'll admit it. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was very wrong about how that fight was gonna go. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna give a breakdown of the fight and how it went, what went wrong, what went right, and what's next for these guys. In case you missed the fight, I'm just gonna go over it real quick. Give a quick little summary of what happened. Arman Tsarukyan won. Arman Tsarukyan beat Charles Oliveira. Very close fight. It was a split decision. I mean, I could have had the fight going any way, but I mean, I'm gonna be very biased about it, so I kind of want to, get another opinion on it. I've seen a lot of people saying Arman won, a lot of people saying Charles won. Arman won the fight. I think he did, but every MMA decision these days is gonna be controversial. Round one starts off pretty well for Charles Oliveira. Arman throws a kick as Charles was throwing a kick. Arman gets caught off balance, falls back, and as he falls back, Charles goes in for a guillotine. Latches up the guillotine pretty tight. He jumps. He jumps on him, right? He pulls guillotine, and it was tight, right? I mean, at that point, I was excited. I thought, wow, this is over already. This is quick. I was right. But no, of course I wasn't right. Somehow Arman gets out of the really tight guillotine. I mean, this was a pretty tight guillotine. Pops his head out. And yeah, he's good after that. Yeah, and when Arman's escaping, his fucking ass is just fully out. Yeah, that's just one thing that happens too. Once he escapes, Charles has top position, and he keeps top position until around 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the fight when Arman, reverses and gets on top of Charles, and then he has top position from this point. He throws a couple elbows, and he has top position until around 1 minute left in the fight when Charles throws a fucking horse kick from the bottom. It glances off of Arman's shoulder, hits him in the head a little bit. It wasn't too bad. An illegal kick because Arman was downed. There wasn't really much that went on with that. Arman was fine. They were both fine. He each got a little stern warning, but that was just something I had to point out that happened. Then the ref, puts him right back into position. Arman stays on top, throwing some elbows, throwing a little bit of ground and pound until about 15 seconds left when Charles escapes and gets back onto his feet. Pins Arman up against the cage and just a little bit of clinch work, throws a knee or two, and it really just ends like that with a good elbow off the clinch. I'll say round one, Oliveira, had him in that tight submission attempt, and, it was just a good round for Oliveira, I'd say, to start off the fight. 1-0 Oliveira. Round two, Arman comes out, Charles comes out. They exchange some strikes in the middle, and eventually Arman takes Charles Oliveira down. I won't bore you with the rest of this, but Arman takes Charles Oliveira down by the cage and throws down some good elbows, cuts Charles Oliveira open. This was definitely an Arman round, so I'd have this one as 1-1 so far. Arman did more damage than Charles did. Charles really didn't do much off his back. He tried to armbar late round two with a couple seconds left, but nothing could really save him from that round besides a finish. So it's 1-1 going into the third. Round three, fight is on the line. Who comes out and gets the victory? I might have spoiled it at the start of the video and everybody watched this fucking fight, but they start off on the feet like always, exchange some blows, pretty even on the feet. I mean, Arman might have, been getting the better of Charles a little bit. Nothing too crazy or anything. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, Arman shoots for the takedown and gets it. He gets a takedown. Not much work being done in this takedown, if I'm being honest, but it was a takedown nonetheless. He got some control time, I guess, whatever that counts for. And that's really all that happens in this round until the very end. With about 35, 40 seconds left, Oliveira grabs a hold of Arman's neck and latches up a Darce. Not the tightest Darce ever, obviously. I mean, Arman survived in it for 40 seconds, but it looked like he was in danger. I mean, he said he wasn't, but to everybody else's view, it looked like he was in trouble. He, survives until the bell. End of the fight. Third round. Who won? I don't know. I mean, I know what the judges said, but tough round for me. I don't know. This is the round right here. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure who won. Maybe Arman. I've watched this back a couple times. I'm trying to give it to Arman. but just the submission attempt and the not that much damage that came from Arman's ground game in that third round. The second round he did great with some elbows cutting Charles open, but the third round just didn't do as much. It wasn't as active. I'm not sure. I think Charles could have done a little bit better. I mean, obviously he could have won, but I think what he should have tried to do is just don't get taken down. Don't get taken down by these guys. These guys will lay on top of you. I mean, he sliced him open with some elbows, but Charles is too comfortable on his back against these guys. It's a 3-round fight. They'll just lay on you for a round, and nothing being done by either one. And it just takes away from the fight, takes away from it. You don't look good on the ground. When you're just laying on your back and someone's on top of you, I know they might just land a couple elbows, land a couple ground and pound, but if you're just taking that whole round, just laying there, I mean, you can't really expect to win that round. And that's really all I got. Who do you think won the third round and why? I want to know. I'm just curious because maybe I'm missing something. Again, I'm biased, so it's pretty easy for me to overlook something when the guy I want to win doesn't win. Of course, I'm going to be like, oh, he won that third round. But I want a good explanation on what happened in that third round, who won, and why. I promise I wasn't crying during this video. I haven't slept in 2 days and I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't ate since his loss. Please. Please.